broadcast over any FM car radio.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
Ow! What did I do? And welcome to a very special edition of Ben's Junk. Aren't they all? Ow! And who keeps slapping me anyway? Well, today we finally cover an item that I've wanted to tackle for almost as long as I've been making Oddity Archive. And apparently after all this time, I am still the first person to review this thing, homebrew modifications notwithstanding. But anyway, first referenced way back on episode 10, the Captain Midnight episode, it's the Ronco Mr. Microphone, which was made from roughly 1977 to roughly 1983. And I believe this is actually one of the earlier ones. And you just gotta love the botched color on the box pics. But anyway, for starters, let's just go over the basics. So the main idea is that this can, according to the manual, transmit to an FM radio within 50 feet of the mic. I haven't been able to pull off 50 inches or even 50 centimeters with this thing. But anyway, there isn't much to this setup. You've got the world's cheapest, weakest microphone down in there. And you've got a small little tuner here, complete with a screw dial, so you can, tune this to a specific frequency. And an on-off switch. And this is all attached to a tiny little circuit board. And oh yeah, you've got this thin little, roughly 2-foot wire, antenna wire, coming out of the bottom. And they didn't mention or show that part in the commercials. And indeed, they're kind of being a bit technical here about wireless, aren't they? But of course, cheap Ronco product that this is, every internal part was glued to the inner chassis of the mic. And shock of the century, after 40-ish years, the glue had all worn off and I had to reattach everything. And the power switch was especially a treat to put back. But anyway, just to finish off the contents of the box here, actually, let's look at the windscreen real quick here. You'll notice that it's gone just a bit flat over the years from sitting in the box, and it's gotten a little stinky too. This thing is not pleasant. But anyway, opening this up, which could take a minute, it's not the easiest thing. Oh, yeah, I got lucky. Well, the previous owner never sent in their registration to Ronco. And also, we've got the manual lurking down in here. But what I was really looking for is this piece. And this is the world's lamest mic clip / mic stand. It just literally props up the mic. If I can get the windscreen back on. Yeah. Isn't that lovely? But also on this thing, we've got this little cheap plastic small screwdriver. And this is what you're supposed to use, according to the manual, to tune the mic. But I just used one of my regular electronics screwdrivers. I've never had any luck with the included plastic anything on anything I've ever covered. But anyway, let's take a cut here and we'll set up and we'll demo this thing. Putting the batteries in this thing is not the easiest task in the world. The batteries keep trying to spring out. This was manufactured just a little too tight. See if I can't hold it down with my thumb here. There we go. Now, the manual advises us to use this mic on the lowest available commercial FM radio frequency. As such, I have tuned this thing to somewhere in the 87.7, 87.9 range. The lowest active frequency around here is 88.1 for what it's worth. Now, I can't quite pinpoint where exactly I landed, as I said, 87.7 or 87.9. And this is because the two portable radios I own do not have digital displays, and the transmitting power of this mic is so weak that I can't pick it up at all in my car or on either of my two stereos here at home. And so also the frequency drifts on this thing quite a bit, so I have to retune it quite often, unfortunately. But anyway, the only way I've been able to achieve any success with this mic at all is actually by tying the wire to the antenna of one of my portable radios. Now, the manual says not to do this, but again, it's the only way I can get any results at all. And I should also mention that I am not going to use the windscreen. This thing is so thick that unless you're making a whole lot of racket, so much so that it would mask the radio even at full blast anyway, it just impedes the sound more than anything else. But anyway, I'm going to take one more cut here, make sure this thing is tuned right, and we'll do that demo thing. Okay, I've tied or retied the wire to the antenna. I've checked the tuning on here, and sure enough, it slipped again, so I fixed that. And I've got a second mic going just for the radio, so it's kind of a micception around here today. I've got the one I'm always talking into, one for the radio, and Mr. Microphone, so it's two more mics than I'm used to putting up with. But let's give this a shot, and I really don't want to deal with this clip. So let's give it a shot here. I'm going to be muting mic number 1 here, and you'll only be hearing out of mic number 2 for a bit, and 3 by extension. I kind of have to ground the mic with my hand. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Well, I guess I'll try the famous line from the commercial, see if any ladies magically pop up. Hey, good looking, I'll be back to pick you up later. Well, that didn't work. I tell you, 6.5 years to get my hands on one of these stupid things, and this is the best I could do. Now, I would try and make a guitar with this thing, but, like in the commercial, but that would be louder than the maximum output of this radio, even a little acoustic thing, so I'm not going to bother with that. And also, I have to be right on top of the mic to make this register at all. I'm eating the mic right now, almost literally. But I'm going to turn this off. Well, I'm going to take another cut here. And even though the manual says to stay at the bottom of the commercial FM dial, I'm going to move it up to another dead zone on the FM dial around here. And we'll see if that fares any better. Okay, I've reset this for truly the deadest spot on the FM dial around here, and that would be approximately 92.1 FM. Again, I can't really pinpoint it. Me and my cheap gear. I never use a portable radio. What do you want? But let's give this one more go. We'll mute mic number 1 again.
Well, it's staying a little quieter, if nothing else. And that is maximum volume, and I'm right on top of the mic once again. Seems a little cleaner. Seems like I don't have to shield it as much, but it's still really, really weak. Guess I'll try the famous line one more time. Hey, good looking, I keep screwing that up. I'll be back to pick you up later. And this bit is going nowhere. So I'll give it this much. It's working the best that it has since it's been in my possession. I think I'm going to go back to my usual mic here.
I'll stick with the tried and true, thank you very much. But anyway, that's a lot of disappointment after a lot of build-up. I guess I better quit while I'm behind. That's it for today. I'll talk to you again soon. Great gift idea, my ass.
Hey, good looking, I'll be back, pick you up later.